Let's go with some more overreaction talk. Bryce Young, uninspiring football. That was not what you wanted in week 1. Cause for concern.
I think it's definitely cause for concern. I think that his whole rookie season was a lot of cause for concern, and toward the better half of his sophomore season was a cause for concern. But I mean, he turned it up in the second half of the season. I'm not going to be one of those guys who has a ton of revisionist history. He did look good in the first half of the season, good enough where I staked my record on the Panthers winning that game. But man, that did not
Me
look
too.
good. It was like, if we're going to talk about, like, we've said this word a couple times now, and you said it in the open. But if we're going to say, like, you come into week 1, you think, man, like, I'm excited to watch my team play football. It's zero. The records are 0-0. Like, I just want to see something. Like, even if you lose, like, you want to, like, the Jets fans, like, they have like something to be happy about this week. Panthers fans don't have a lot of anything to be happy about. That JC Horn interception was cool, but man, like, that was some of the least inspiring football I've ever seen. And maybe it was because it was depressing because there was a rain delay, and just the whole environment of Jacksonville wasn't very pretty. But man, like, you want to see a little bit more out of Bryce Young. You think Xavier Legette just didn't pan out last year. He's never had a set amount of weapons. His O-line has been hit and miss over the last 2 years. But Tedrow McMillan was the guy in college, and he looked like one of, if not the best receivers in college football. So giving him that guy and watching him still not play an ounce of like a football that you enjoy watching in week 1 was very, very, like, it's probably upsetting if you're a Panthers fan, because like, you go into the season probably like riding for your guy, fighting through so many comment sections. The 5'9" Bryce Young is going to lead us to the Super Bowl, and now it's looking really bad. And you look at that division too. That division's starting to shape up a little bit. The Bucs look good with Baker Mayfield, and the Falcons also. Let's forget about the Saints, but the Falcons, Michael Penix looks like he could be a really good quarterback for years to come. So you're looking at your quarterback now, and you want to see something out of him, and you didn't get that at all on Sunday.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up the division. I'll circle back to the Bryce Young performance, but yeah, you're right. Like, the Panthers are looking like if you're in the NFC South, it feels like any given year, if you can put it together and you can get, a good record in that division, you can make the playoffs and you can get a home game. Like, if you could just put it together. And I think the Bucs are the best team, but the Falcons and the Bucs look clearly like the 2 best teams in that division, just based off the way that they played. I think the way that it's shaping out, I think that they're the 2 best teams right now. It's week 1, it is what it is. But I will say the Saints had a better game than the Panthers, and that's not even close. The Saints played the Cardinals really tough, and they had a couple chances late to get a touchdown and win that game against a good Cardinals team, in my opinion. I think the Cardinals are going to be good this year. The Panthers had a late touchdown against the Jags. That's 3-26. That game is 3-26. It's not 10-26, and that's a 16-point loss, 2 touchdown loss. Like, that is really, really bad.
Genuinely, I just want to make a quick point here. Genuinely, Spencer Rattler looked better than Bryce Young, and it's not an exaggeration last week. Like, he didn't look very good either, but he made some tight window throws. He showed me more out of, especially because the expectations were a lot lower. Maybe that's why I'm saying this, but Spencer Rattler, I genuinely thought looked better than Bryce Young in week 1. That's all I want to say.
Well, here's the thing too. There's also credit to the Jags, and there's a realization too that rain delay was really weird. Like, you don't always see a 2-hour weather delay in a game. They were playing in the third quarter when the 4 o'clock games rolled around, but you're just not here to make excuses for Bryce Young right now.
And even before that,
and the Jags played well off the delay too. I mean, they got some stuff going. I mean, Trevor Lawrence also wasn't good in this game either. Like, he was just, it is what, you are also on the other side expecting a little bit more from Trevor Lawrence, but like,
it's also the Jags. Like, this Jags team isn't significantly better than they were last year. And like, Trevor Lawrence didn't have an inspiring, like a very good game either. And then also, you're just looking at this team and you're just like, even before the rain delay, like, it wasn't like they were slow. This wasn't like a Cowboy situation where they were slowed down by the weather, or like the Cowboys Eagles game. Like, they looked bad all game. Like, it wasn't they got off to a hot start and they just crumpled. Like, it was not good from start to finish. So it's like, I understand, like, you just getting out of your rhythm and having to re-warm up and all that good stuff. But man, like, that, it definitely is an overreaction. He could be fine, but I will rest my case on week 1 being like a terrible week for him, even if he does have a great rest.
Yeah. Like, hey, case closed. We know what we saw in week 1. sometimes it doesn't like lead into the rest of the year. I will say this though about week 1 overreactions. I get it. Sometimes it doesn't bleed into the rest of the season, but that is why this hurts so much, because you have so much time to prepare for this week 1 matchup. You feel like Dave Canales is the coach, or is the quarterback whisperer. He's the coach, the future coach of the Panthers for years to come. And you come out like that. Also, Ted McMillan, like 5 receptions, 68 yards. Like, he had a good debut. I know it's just stat watching, but like I felt like he didn't play all that bad. Like, you're giving him that weapon, and Xavier Legette, I don't know what he's going to be at this point now too. But like, you're thinking that some of these receivers are going to help him out, and it's just not there. It's just not there. And maybe the Jags are much improved. It's a make or break year for them as well. And yeah, this is really bad. If the Dolphins didn't have the game they had against the Colts, the Panthers would have been. Yeah, I know I keep bringing up the Dolphins. The Panthers potentially would have been the team that everybody felt like their stock dropped the most. But hey, it started out poor last year too. So hopefully they can turn it around a little bit quicker than they did.